Now for the last part of Disc 1, Burmecia. We have one more fight against Type A's coming up, and before I get into that fight, I need to make a quick correction, because when I was planning out the AP, I forgot that Queena needs to be knocked out in this fight, so she's not going to get AP, which means there's no point in having Queena equip the Glass Armlet, and I also need to take off the Robe of Lords, because with the Robe of Lords, it's going to be really difficult to knock him out. So with those two items off, I can then proceed to the fight. You want to disable these mages as soon as possible, using Queena's Petrification and or Phoebe's Stop spell. Here I was fortunate enough to have Queena succeed in a Petrification. And then all you need to do is make sure to knock Queena out before proceeding to cast Stop with Phoebe on the second mage. And that's done. A near perfect fight. And since this fight is really difficult to get that good of a result, I go back to the world map and save again, so I don't have to keep trying this fight over and over again. And so now the goal is to get through all of Burmecia with no encounters. There are a lot of screens to run through, so this can be rather difficult. But with perseverance, you can make it. Now you're supposed to have to walk across this little bridge here to get the Germanist boots, but if you hold up and left, you can actually run across that bridge and have no problem. You gotta be careful to avoid getting hung up on those dead Burmecians there. It can be easy to get caught on them if you press left just a hair too soon. The Excalibur 2 Perfect Game Guide tells you to pick up the Ether in that room, but I skip it because it's not missable, and getting it increases your chance of an encounter in that room, which is one that I find to be rather difficult. So I missed out on the 1,000 gil that I would get from selling that Ether, but that's fine. None of the treasures here in Burmecia are missable, except for the Germanist boots that I picked up earlier, and the Mithril Spear that'll be coming up. So I skip everything else. I never noticed before here that the mom shields her kids in the back from your party, which I thought was a nice touch. I'd always been so focused on what Dan was doing before that I didn't really look at everyone else. You have to go into this room to rescue this couple so that the way will open up to proceed further. Because if you try to go on without doing this, you'll find your way blocked. Now, in that screen, you can increase your chance of getting through that encounter by splitting the screen, by ducking into that first little entranceway. But the chance of it getting encountered on that screen is not very big. And actually, before I really thought about what I was doing, I found myself already proceeding into the next room. So it's like, okay, I guess I'm skipping that screen split. But if you want to make sure you get through with no encounters, you can go ahead and duck into that first entryway and then come back out. This lightning staff technically isn't missable, but you have to get it to make Stiltzkin show up. And you gotta buy the stuff from him so that you can pick up the ribbon on disc 4 from him. Plus the stuff that he sells is profitable. Then we do our magnet business with Atla. Deliver a letter and pick up a letter. Make sure you do both. And now we prepare for Beatrix. First we need to revive Quina and make sure Quina has 1 HP, because we're going to use Limit Glove again. And then we prepare the party's equipment by removing everyone's equipment except for Zidane. I need to make sure I keep one steepled hat equipped. And then the rest of what Zidane's wearing isn't important for the next part. So I can keep that on him as well. But I also equipped him with the Mithril Dagger and Activated Bandit, because he's definitely going to get a turn against Beatrix. So you want to try to steal something good. Beatrix has a Phoenix down, a chain plate, and a Mithril sword. But getting the Mithril sword is nigh impossible, only a 1 in 256 chance. So you just want to go for the chain plate, because that means you won't have to buy it later. You'll save a good chunk of money. So the fight against Beatrix is pretty simple. Just cast Limit Glove as soon as possible, and steal what you can with Zidane. it's okay if BB or Frey gets knocked out, because they can't contribute anything, and you're not going to gain AP after the fight anyway. Zidane can have one more chance to steal after Limit Glove. So I decided to go for seeing if I can get something, but didn't get anything. Oh well. And then we skip an FMB. And we have now reached the end of Disc 1.